All right, let's go ahead and get started. How did your wrestling career got started?
How my career get started? There's, well, there's like three parts to it. We had this guy moving to the town we live in. You know, he said he was a professional wrestler. He had an old boxing ring. He pretty much made to like a wrestling ring the best he could. You know, we paid him some money. He pretty much just, ripped us off. But we got our foot in the door. Once we did a few shows. We met some guys, namely John Saxon. Started doing some shows with him. Started doing seminars with him. We brought him down to where we live at. He did some stuff with us, trained us, and through him we met Les Stature. Did some seminars through him. And then for like the next 2 years, I wrestled strictly Wade Garrett and Sassy Vegas. And tag matches, single matches. That's pretty much where I learned my psychology and timing and everything, and pretty much it.
And do you remember the first match you ever had?
Oh yeah, the first guy I ever wrestled was a guy named Jason Vane. And the way I wrestled him was I had just started training. There's about 5 of us, and they had a show coming up on Easter Sunday. And a guy named Alonzo was going to wrestle Jason. And the day before the show, he broke his finger. And so I got called the day of the show. Basically, got thrown in a match on Easter Sunday of all days. And, yeah.
So, considering that was your first match and you went through a lot of training and everything, did you get the butterflies? Did you get nervous heading into your first match?
I was nervous considering I didn't know really what I was doing. But, prior to wrestling, I had done MMA, I had trained in Kempo karate, I've done powerlifting. So as far as getting in front of a crowd, that didn't bother me. It was just, not knowing really what I was doing. And I was thrown in the ring way too early. But, after that, that's when we met the other guys we started training with and actually got proper training.
Interesting. You have to be the first wrestler that I can recall that's done MMA. What was that like, making that transition from the MMA into the wrestling?
It wasn't too bad. That's actually how I got my first wrestling match pretty easy, because while I was training, I did Kempo for 3.5 years. While doing that, you had to learn how to take rolls and take bumps in, certain situations. So once I started getting into wrestling, the rolls, the bumps, a lot of stuff, came naturally. And then, we did a little bit of judo and throws. And some of the throws are similar to wrestling. So it wasn't really too bad with the transition, because my body was already conditioned to taking the falls and protecting myself.
So now that you're a wrestler now, do you ever, when you're in the ring, when you're doing your matches, do you get a chance to use your MMA rules, or you just focusing on the wrestling?
A lot of times, depending on who I'm in the ring with, if I'm in the ring with someone who's a veteran or knows what they're doing, I will incorporate a little, MMA moves, and it, kind of change it up, give the crowd something they're not, used to always seeing.
And how would you describe your wrestling style?
My wrestling style, I've been compared to Rob Van Dam a lot. Even I'm a bigger guy, but most people who see me tend to compare me to Rob Van Dam. I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess it depends on who you are.
That is indeed is a good comparison, considering RVD at this point in his wrestling career still looks in good shape, still can do the moves that he's been doing since day one. Very athletic. He has a martial arts background, kind of like what you have.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the guys, that's one of the guys that always inspired me, when I was watching wrestling originally, when I was younger.
And he still looks impressive to this very day. It's just incredible to see how he still is able to perform at a high level at the age that he is.
Yeah, he
Um,
can still go, you know.
and Other than Rob Van Dam, who do you consider some other wrestling influences?
Well, I'm a fan of, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, The Warrior, Sting, Kurt Hennig. I've always been a fan of them. But the guys they're like, let me think how to put this. I always liked those guys that just named, but the guys that made me go, wow, I want to do that. I want to be a wrestler. They were like, Chris Kanyon, Bill DeMott, RVD, Mike Awesome, Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit. Those are the guys that I used to, love to watch.
And It's interesting because a few weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago, I interviewed two wrestlers I think you may be familiar with, Paris Kelly and Jenna Awesome. Are you familiar with those two?
Yeah, actually, Jenna is my wife.
Ah, that puts it all together. The awesome couple.
We actually met in wrestling.
Oh, and I interviewed Paris and Jenna, very nice ladies, they got that they're teaming up and everything. So, do you have any upcoming wrestling shows you would like to promote?
Yeah, I got 4 I want to promote that are coming up soon, and then I got one far off that's kind of a huge show. Let me see. September 29th, I will be in Holcomb, Mississippi for Wrestling All-Star Revolution, defending my title. October 6th, I will be in Greenville for Total Wrestling Explosion. October 13th, I will be in Tunica, Mississippi for Tunica Championship Wrestling. And then October 20th, I will return to Hoka for War again, which is Wrestling All-Star Revolution. And the big show I want to mention is, it's a good ways off. It's November 24th. It's the Great Southern 8 Tournament. It's being held by Pro Wrestling Ego. Basically what it is, it's an 8-man tournament. They're going to have the best wrestler from each state, from 8 different states. Right now only 5 are listed. From Mississippi, they're going to have Lucas Frost. From Alabama, there's going to be Mike Posey. From Texas, there's Bolt Brady. What's his name? Bolt Brady. From Tennessee, Christian Heyman. And from Georgia, Kyle Matthews. As for myself, I will be in a 5-on-5 elimination tag match.
Awesome, man. So be on the lookout for Jeremy in those shows, especially if you're in the Mississippi area.
Oh, yeah.
I think I told a couple of wrestlers this, especially in the Mississippi area. I'm born in Mississippi, and,
oh, really?
and yeah, I was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, birthplace of one Elvis Presley, and I never forget where I came from. So it's good to see some wrestlers in Mississippi out there doing their thing, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy for Jeremy, for Jenna, and for everyone else down there. And check this dude out, Jeremy Awesome. I mean, his name speaks for itself. He's awesome. I mean, so let me ask you this: what do you consider as the highlight of your wrestling career thus far?
Highlight of my career. I guess I have to give that to one of the best matches Angles I've ever been in. We're working this small town. I worked there for about a year. The last 4 months, I was teaming with this guy in a tag match. And me and him were, just putting the boots to everybody, just whipping everybody. They brought in 2 green guys. They were trained. They were all right, but they needed some guidance. Well, me and Nick went to a 3-month angle with these guys. On and off, for the belts, not for the belts, single matches. Just kept building it up. And we were the bad guys. We had the crowd just hating us, wanting us to lose. Well, we worked there. I was there for almost a year. Got time for me to move on. So I wanted to give these belts to these younger guys. Kind of pass the torch, so to speak. So last, we were setting up for a 20-minute scramble match. Whoever had the last pin at the end of the time limits, they won. And it was basically, me and Nick's careers versus if they win, they get the titles. And we leave. If we win, we keep the titles. They don't challenge us no more. And that was just, the hottest crowd probably I've ever been in front of. Like I said, we went in the match as heels. People were hating us, but no one expected us to lose. At the end of the match, after we lost, me and Nick stood up, threw our fits. We grabbed those two, the new guys, hugged them, celebrated with them. Crowd, started tearing up, asked us not to leave. And it's been about, 2 years since I worked there. And I still get random Facebook messages, from the fans, asking me when I'm coming back, when me and Jenna's going to come back and do this. And, it was fun while it lasted, but, my time there passed. But since that match and that angle, just the way it was built up, and just the payoff at the end was just great.
Speaking of being the bad guys, which kind of leads to my next question, do you like being the baby face or do you like being the heel?
I love being the heel, just so I can, control the match, take it where I want to go. But everyone who's ever watched me wrestle always says I make a much better baby face. But if you ever see the way I look, you'll probably think I'm a heel. But, if I go out there as a baby face, it's so much easier for me to get the crowd behind me, just because my animation of the way I act.
What do you like the most of being a wrestler? You like traveling, being with the guys and girls in the locker room, the fan interaction? What do you like the most of being a wrestler?
Well, I hate traveling, I can tell you that right now. But, if you want to wrestle, you got to do it. Most of the shows I'm working now, I like I like being in the locker room with the guys, meeting people, veterans, people who's been places, just learning from people. But, a lot of these guys have egos, and, egos are But just a fan interaction, going out there, seeing the kids' faces, whether I'm the good guy or the bad guy, getting another guy over, just, I love to see how the fans react to me.
As you go on with your wrestling career, what are some other goals you want to accomplish?
Other goals I want to accomplish? Man, I would love to, go short-term goals. Yes, try to make it to Ring of Honor, or, in Japan they have, DDT, and they have Noah, and here in the States they have Dragon Gate, Chikara. Try to make it to one of those shows, a small stepping stone to getting more notice. I love to have that opportunity to be on that level and then try to work myself higher to the bigger companies.
And what would your advice be to anyone out there that wants to pursue their career as a wrestler? What would your advice be?
Man, get trained properly. Don't go to some, guy that moved into your town with a boxing ring that wants to train you. Don't do that. Actually go to seminars, meet people, get trained by them. When you sit beside a veteran, a legit veteran, listen to what he says. Absorb everything they say. And hit the gym. Build your body up. I've been to way too many shows to where, I look at the wrestlers and I honestly don't think they've ever seen a weight room before. And then you go out in the crowd and there's people in the crowd bigger than the heavyweight champion. And that kills me when I see that. But yeah, just get properly trained and hit the gym. Have the look professional.
How can people get in touch with you social media wise? Facebook, Twitter, or any links that people need to know?
Go to on Facebook. Look me up. It's Jeremy Awesom. That's Jeremy. And Awesome is spelled Awesom.
All right, check him out on Facebook. Check him out on the Mississippi shows he mentioned. He's coming your way, so check him out. And please, by any means necessary, go out and support your local indie wrestling shows. Indie wrestling is where it all started for a lot of your favorite wrestlers. They they are the backbone of professional wrestling. They are the reasons that you see a lot of your favorite wrestlers on TV. So go out there and support your local indie wrestling show, no matter where it is.
Yeah, because we could be the future. You go out there support us. A year or so, we might see us on TV making it big.
And that's the great feeling of a fan from the indie circuit. Be like, I seen that guy before he was big time. You got you got that going for the fans. Got that going for them. I want to thank you so much, Jeremy, for your time. Thank you for being on. Everybody, check him out on Facebook. Check him out on the Mississippi shows. Great talking to you, sir. Best of success goes out to you. And do you have any final words and shout outs?
Oh, yes. I'd also like to promote my tag team, actually. We are SOS, the Sons of Saxon. That is a tribute to the person who trained us, pretty much, John Saxon. It is me, the Bourbon Street Brawler, Jeremy Awesom, with the Memphis Mauler, Nathan Lawler. We're two big guys. We move like cruiserweights, hit like heavyweights. So if anybody's looking to, book an awesome tag team, book us. Our valet, Jenna, comes with us. If you're looking for this awesome wrestler, of course, that's me, Jeremy Awesom.
All right, and you tell your tag team partner I'll be interested in interviewing him in the future.
Oh, I'll tell him.
All right, man. Thank you for your time. You have a good night.
Oh, you too.
All right, bye-bye. That was Jeremy Awesom, all the way from Mississippi, joining me